Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodehold. There we go. Sorry, it didn't seem to be getting started right, but it is now. So let's start again. It's a party every week. You probably don't think about it that way, but I often do. On Sunday mornings, I know that all morning I'm going to be hosting a party. That's really what worship is, although it might not be like the regular parties you go to. But consider this. When we gather, we call it celebrating worship. It's filled with music and joy. It's a party with God's people gathered together, rejoicing in God's love and grace, celebrating all of God's blessings for us. And if you really want to think about it as a party, there's one more thing, but more about that in a bit. This week, following All Saints Sunday, we are thinking about heaven and our loved ones there and the glimpses and ideas we have about what heaven will be like. Today, I want to talk about joy and rest. Let's start with our scripture for today, and it comes from Hebrews 11. The author of Hebrews has been talking about all the great men and women of the Bible who had come long before Jesus, and how throughout their lives they did not have the hope that we have in Jesus. But that doesn't mean they had no hope. It means they didn't have the assurance of Jesus to guide and cement their hope. To make that point, the author of Hebrews wrote, "All of these died in faith without having received the promises, but from a distance they saw and greeted them. They confessed that they were strangers and foreigners on the earth, for people who speak in this way make it clear that they are seeking a homeland. If they had been thinking of the land that they had left behind, they would have had opportunity to return. But as it is, they desire a better country, that is, a heavenly one. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God. Indeed, he has prepared a city for them." These people of God longed for a homeland with God, a place of rest from their labors, a place of joy with God. So, for the rest of our time together today, I want to share a story I heard from speaker Tony Campolo. Among many other things, Campolo spearheaded a relief mission on the island of Haiti. He coordinated volunteers to go there and work in one of the poorest countries in the world, striving to make a difference in their lives. One day, Campolo received a call from a person who said, "I'd like to give you $10,000 for this little village where you're working in Haiti." Campolo began to respond with how much difference that would make for the people there, how that would provide housing and food and equipment for farming, fresh water, and more. Then the donor said, "There's only one thing. I'll give you the $10,000, but I don't want you to get any of those things with it. I want you to spend it all on a party in that little village on Christmas Day." Campolo said he tried to talk the guy into a better use for the money, but the guy finally said, "Look, spend it on the party, or I won't give it." So reluctantly, Campolo agreed. He called his workers in Haiti and explained the situation. "You've got $10,000 and you've got to spend it all on a party for Christmas Day there in the village." He felt sick at all the good this money could do, and which instead was going for a party. The week after Christmas, Campolo called back to his workers to ask how it went. And before he could even ask about the party, they said, "It was the most wonderful thing we've ever seen in all our work here in Haiti. It didn't solve a thing, but for one day, they forgot their poverty. For one day, they forgot their problems. For one day they celebrated. Then they said the line that should echo in our lives. For one day they had a foretaste of the feast to come. We gather as God's people together, celebrating with music and joy, rejoicing in God's love and grace, celebrating all of God's blessings for us. And the one thing more, like most parties, there's food. As we celebrate, we gather around God's table in a foretaste of the feast to come. It's a foretaste of God's love and grace, a foretaste of joy and rest, a foretaste of God's people gathered together. We have a homeland that we look for with eager longing. Come to the party. You are invited. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.